On to much more delicate topic. Michael Jackson. He's got a biopic in development through Lionsgate. I don't know if this was just, I'm pretty sure this was just announced. Either it was just announced or the fact that Lionsgate was distributing it was just announced. I don't really like, are they going to do the Bill Cosby route or are they going to go and just pretend that he's the greatest guy of all time? Do we think he's the greatest guy of all time? Do we?
At this point, I don't think you could make a biography that doesn't at least touch on that because it's so well known. Like it's not like
no pun intended.
Hidden,
No pun intended. Touch on that. All right. Anyway,
nice.
They're definitely going to touch on it.
Yeah, I was going to say they don't think they.
Yeah, they are.
It would be irresponsible not to, and I don't think even if it's like they give it less screen time than it deserves, there's no way you can make this and not do that. It would be like unless you're courting outrage. Like, because people would be like, what the fuck? At least say that this happened. Like, it's a major part of his life. You have to include it.
Yeah, this article here says it's an in-depth portrayal of the complicated man who became the king of pop. And then it says that it's informed insight into the entertainer's artistic process and personal life. So there's no way they're not going to touch on it.
You think he gets this kind of not glowing, but like the way they phrase it is like complicated man and stuff like that and all that shit. You think it gets as I don't know, delicately addressed if he's just like a rich guy who did it, like not like a singer that has like beloved songs by people? Like if you think
I don't know, because see, the thing is like it's such a weird, his case specifically is such a weird thing because nothing's ever really been proven. And then there's like, he had his own like messed up childhood and he wasn't all there. Like when you watch him, you know that there's something very off, you know, and I'm not saying he's stupid or anything. I'm just saying like,
I'm only going to push back because there's been a couple of videos on Instagram in the last couple of weeks that show that he's got like a guy's sense of humor, like a famous guy's sense of humor. He's sitting in a limo and there's a bunch of women like pushing up against the limo and he's like, look at all these fish. Oh, that looks like a good looking fish. Like he's like, from an outsider's perspective, he seems like a pretty self-aware, from an outsider's perspective, he just seems like a weird dude. But then you watch a video like that and you're like, he's just like, he seems like a regular, like he's pretty self-aware. So I don't know if him being a fucking creep,
but I've also
get a pass.
But I've seen video of like just making a sex joke doesn't mean that you're not all there, you know. Like I've seen video of him like frolicking away from people in like this kiddie voice. Like it's weird. Like that's what I mean by like he's just a weird dude and like he get the shit beat out of him when he was younger and he's just like had no life. Like I'm not making an excuse because I like have my own feelings on the situation, so I'm not making an excuse for him. I'm just saying why I think he kind of gets the pass like in the eye of the public.
I still think that he probably only gets that because of the nature in which he's famous. I think if this was Elon Musk accused of these things, he'd have like fanboys that like defend him, but I don't think the public at large would be like, oh, but he's just like kind of awkward and weird and he had a fucked up childhood.
But if he acted like Michael Jackson, do you still think that would apply? Because I don't think so. Because Michael Jackson, the way he acted was childlike. So I think that's why. That's why he gets it.
I see what Jess is saying because Elon Musk doesn't act weird. So it's kind of like there's
Elon Musk doesn't act weird.
No, he acts weird.
Are you fucking kidding
like a child. That's the like he likes like he acts like a kid.
He acts weird, like a nerdy weird. But Michael just
I wouldn't even say he acts nerdy weird. But like still, all I'm saying is that if we're going into this in a like specific, like really hard and specific, and my point is I don't think we do that for if this behavior is matched in another person who just didn't have like the cultural impact that he did as well. Is I guess my point. I don't think we make these like I don't think we even like address these so much if it's not like Michael Jackson is like this nigh legendary figure.
But what about R. Kelly?
I don't think well, he's not quite like he had like a lot of shit, but he's also not quite as legendary, and also not quite as, once again, as you said, undebatable. Like
that's what but
R. Kelly is like very much like, no, he absolutely.
But he was debatable for a really long time. Like he did sly away from it, and he beat his allegations in the beginning of it. He beat those allegations. Like he was popular after he peed on that girl.
Yeah,
but like is he undebatable because he lived? You know, if Michael didn't die, would he have eventually?
I mean, you could
got.
Well, no, because I think you could argue that Michael Jackson should have gotten got after he died, because then like all NDAs and stuff doesn't matter.
Right. So, I mean, is it possible that basically what I'm saying, like, you know,
I think all Michael's music is go to the estate, which his family definitely would still have a vested interest in protecting. But no, I still think that, but there was like a lot of pushback on R. Kelly.
Yeah, I mean, people are trying to free him from jail. Like that's a whole other, but that's what I'm saying. Like he's alive to be in the limelight and fuck himself. Like he self-reported himself basically by doing these interviews and shit like that. Like he ruined himself. But if he had vanished from the world before any of that, would we be allowed to listen to his music? And
no, because
the same way we are Michael right now.
R. Kelly's came back to light when Surviving R. Kelly came out. When Leaving Neverland came out, it was...
Yeah, but Leaving Neverland is a different story because...
No, it's not. It's the same type of documentary. So it's
but those the cases that they used in Leaving Neverland, like you could argue against those as opposed to Surviving R. Kelly, which is like how many women, not all of them can be lying. The HBO one, there was like so many things that, I mean, if they were true or not, you could use arguments against them to say that they were lying.
Yeah, but also the key difference in the two cases is because even in Leaving Neverland, which is an extremely biased documentary, even in that it says like Michael Jackson would genuinely play with these kids, like not in a dirty way, like he would genuinely play with them. So like, again, even in a really biased documentary, they're feeding into people's brains that he just innocently likes to play with kids, even if that's super freaking weird to everybody else. So like, I think it might be both, you know, like he gets the pass and people don't think that that's super weird because his cultural influence. But yeah.
I mean, I feel like Michael kind of gets the Hugh Hefner treatment right now. Like there's so many women that are trying to cancel him right now, but he's dead. Like it's like, what's the point of canceling him because he's gone? There's nothing that we can hurt him with because he's not there anymore. Not that Hugh Hefner's a bad guy. Like I have no idea. That's a whole other story. Not important right now. But
I see the point. It's two dead controversial people versus living controversial people.
Right. I just, you know, like it's hard to say if Michael's guilty. I don't know. Whatever. I'll say it's easier to be okay with what Michael could have not done because he's not here anymore. So we can kind of go on about our day because there's no way to prove it anymore. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Yeah, he's not going to suffer any consequences at this point, regardless. Essentially.
Right. So that's what I mean. Like R. Kelly's still alive. We can still fuck this guy over. Michael's almost got, then got away with it. If he did do anything, you know, allegedly, whatever. And now he's gone. So there's no reason to pursue it. There's no villain to get after.
Yeah. I mean, that's a fair point.
But I mean, who the fuck knows? This biopic comes out. If it shines him in a good light, who the fuck knows who comes out of the woodworks?
There's a good chance because it says all these producers like are really close to the family and blah, blah, blah. So there is a good chance that it is like very biased and whatever. But They're definitely going to have to touch on it. There's no way they can't.
I just think if he did do anything, it's very hard to. I mean, like, I don't know. Like, we're in the business, kind of. Not that we're in the music business, but we're in, like, you know, if somebody's Me Too'd, we kind of know, like, stories trickle down. Everyone knows about it. I just think, I don't know. I'm not saying he's innocent. I'm just thinking if he was as guilty as we think he was, those stories would be out by now. Like, it's so hard to kind of get away with shit now.
I agree with you in a sense where, like, I don't know. I still have that little bit of doubt in my mind, but I also agree with you in a sense that, like, the dam would have broke. Like, somebody would have said something, and then in turn with that person saying something, a ton of people would have came out and said something.
But you can make the argument that they did say something.
Yeah, I was about to ask, like, what else does
been
honest? Yeah, but
I think public opinion has not ruined him yet, and that's really what it is. And maybe that's kind of fucked up. But again, he's not alive, so there's no reason to.
And the argument against the two of the people coming out is, look at who the two people are, and they're the only two that came out.
But not really. But multiple people came out. I think that.
Oh, really? I only know about two. I only know about the two of them.
No, it was multiple people came out. It was just that one documentary that they were like, yeah, let's talk about this. And then they kind of like found information about these people. And, you know, maybe that, I don't think they should have done a documentary on two people. They should have done, you know, if you had multiple people, you do a documentary on multiple people. You don't just do it on two, because those two could be.
I didn't even know there was other people who alleged things against. I had no idea.
I don't. Jake, do you know off the top of your head, like, how many people have accused? I mean, I'm pretty sure it's like Cosby level kind of shit, but I could be wrong.
It's not. I don't think, because Cosby's like in the 50s.
I think find
it's
out
like,
right now.
I'm going through like a timeline of it, and it changes because people change whether or not they're going to press charges and stuff like that. But at the first part of investigation, like when the LAPD starts looking into it, it's they think 4 children.
Okay.
And one of them is one of those 4 is one of the kids from Leaving Neverland. So there's still more to come out, because the other one, because there's like Finding Neverland, or not Finding Neverland, Leaving Neverland is primarily based around 2 cases, right?
Yes.
So in this, the second one is yet to. I'm just going. I wish they would just, but this is like a timeline. So.
Yeah, I mean,
anyways, but yeah, I mean, whatever. The documentary, I would hope that they would just get shit on if they didn't.
The biopic, you mean, or the documentary?
Yeah. If they didn't put a little bit on.
Yeah,
I'm sure they're going to.
How biased it's going to be, though, that's a different question.
I'm sure they'll do. I mean, I haven't watched the Cosby thing yet, but I'm sure it's going to be a lot of like, you know, we build it up, we show you how amazing this guy was for the community, you know, during these times, and then it's going to fast forward to, you know, a few episodes later, or later in the movie or the film, whatever it is, about, you know, what the fuck happened before he passed away. Anyway, sorry, we went on a Michael Jackson rant.
We did. Yeah. Well, that's because it's so it is interesting, because it's like a world mystery at this point. Like one of the world's biggest mysteries.
But you kind of want to give it a pass because you want to be able to listen to his music without feeling bad.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why I feel like R. Kelly should have died before his documentary came out.
Yeah. I really don't listen to R. Kelly anymore. Legitimately don't. Because
I haven't for
I honestly
quite
just
a while, yeah.
I start thinking about what the song is about. And I'm like, I feel nasty. I need a shower. So I just haven't done it in years now.
And it doesn't help that like he's also like a prolific songwriter at the time for other people, including like Aaliyah.
I know.
In like songs that he wrote for her has lines like "age ain't nothing but a number" and shit like that. Like
I was just gonna say, even going back and listening to Aaliyah is like, oh. And you know what's funny is like when you go back, when you look at it now, like because I wasn't old enough to realize how creepy it was. But then when you go back and look at like his relationship with Aaliyah, and you're like, oh my God, how did people accept this?
Different time. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because everyone else in that time was doing the same fucking thing, so nobody saw a problem with it.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know. I said everybody. I don't know anybody that was doing that. So
Yeah.
I don't know what to say.
Hold for Everything podcast.